Free Bird Market says, so what's MedMen? That's cute. It's cute. Oh, yes. Good morning, everybody, and happy 420. That's right. Today is Saturday, April 420, 2024, and I hope you are starting off your day with a bang. And today is our Saturday where we do our Blacklist collabs, and so it's been a busy week in the Blacklist XYZ, and we are going to run down some of their top stories that we have not covered on High at 9 News and see what people are talking about. And so, starting off, we have a $700 million medical marijuana Ponzi scheme with over 500,000 duped investors busted in Europe, you guys. And Blacklist says a massive medical cannabis Ponzi scheme was dismantled in Europe on Thursday. A joint investigation by the EU law enforcement authorities, backed by the Eurojust and Europol, resulted in the arrest of 9 suspects of Russian, Dutch, German, Italian, Latvian, Maltese, Polish, Jordanian, U.S., and Venezuelan nationality following the so-called Juicy Fields investment fraud case, everybody. The massive April 11th bust included the collaboration of 400 law enforcement officers across 11 countries, and the 2 linked criminal organizations behind the online advertisement scheme laundered profits that totaled roughly in euros, 645 million euros, which translates to $692.2 million per judicial estimates. Although Europol said, in quotes, actually, an unreported damages could be significantly higher. Interesting. The move comes shortly after Germany legalized adult-use cannabis, and it is estimated that 550,000 participants worldwide, mostly European citizens, were registered as online investors. As part of this Ponzi scheme active from early 2020 to July 2022, approximately 186,000 participants transferred funds. The suspects lured victims on their website by advertising on social networks, and they say these platforms offered promising crowdsourcing investment opportunities in the cultivation, harvesting, and distribution of cannabis plants to be used for medical purposes, Europol said in a press release. And all participants had to do was invest a minimum of 50 euros in this so-called e-growing opportunity that was promised to yield returns of at least 100% annually, you guys. Upon the purchase of a cannabis plant, the platform assured investors, also referred to as e-growers, they could soon collect high profits from the sale of marijuana to authorized buyers, Europol explained. Well, it says that the source on this is www.europol.europa.eu, but nonetheless, there are a few comments that we have in regards to this story, and if I do murder your Instagram name, I do apologize, but it will be shown down below on the screen. So Louis the 15th says, pump and dump is going around everywhere. The Baysesh says there was more than just this week, I believe, unless it's the same guy. Free Bird Market says, so what's MedMen? That's cute. It's cute. Free Bird, very cute. And we are the Paper Plug says the entire corporate cannabis business model is a pump and dump Ponzi. And Lindsay.Anderson says the cannabis industry strikes again. Dun, dun, dun. All right, well, moving right along. We are going to roll right into our second story of the day. How much illegal weed is actually really seized in California, guys? Well, In its first full year, Newsom's new task force confiscated over $312 million worth of unlicensed cannabis. How many P's does that equal? Well, it's been 8 years since California legalized adult-use cannabis, with sales starting 6 years ago. While many have tried to follow the regulations, the traditional market, propped up by the legal market, presses on. In the article says, established in 1983, California's campaign against marijuana planting has engaged in over 110 law enforcement agencies, ranking it amongst the largest task forces in the U.S. And for those that don't know, that stands for CAMP. So when you hear the acronym CAMP, that is what they are referring to as the Campaign Against Marijuana Planting, and that is CAMP. However, recent years saw a shift with Governor Gavin Newsom launching the Unified Cannabis Enforcement Task Force in 2022. In 2023, key achievements included confiscating nearly 190,000 pounds of illicit cannabis, destroying close to 318,000 plants, and seizing 119 firearms. They say guns are what they say they're really after. Nicole Elliott, who is the head in Gavin Newsom's office when it comes to cannabis, who's married to Gavin Newsom's chief of staff and is the director of the Department of Cannabis Control, stated that California is making strides in reducing the legal cannabis market by uniting the expertise of over 20 state agencies and departments in collaboration with our local and federal partners. The UCETF's advancements in 2023 demonstrate California's steadfast dedication to combating and eradicating illegal cannabis operations. The Department of Cannabis Control Law Enforcement Division data for all counties for 2023 has an estimated value of cannabis seized at $362.2 million. Illegal plants eradicated is counted at 307,830, and search warrants served, they say, are 289. Pounds of cannabis seized are 216,207. Firearms seized, only 93. And cash seized is $1.06 million, leading up to 68 arrests in total. And top 3 counties for plants seized are San Bernardino County with 111,461, Alameda County with 51,454, and Los Angeles County coming in third with 40,659. So what they are really saying, they ain't doing much. And the source of this says it was the OC Register, and just a reminder of what was promised by Prop 64 and was approved by the voters. Prop 64 includes strict anti-monopolistic protections and protects small farmers so California marijuana industry isn't overrun by mega corporations. Well, I'm pretty sure that the comments are going to have something else to say about that. Because Fire Mountain Glass says, literally everything the government says is a lie. Elliott, Catalyst CEO, says the enforcement myth narrative has to be continued so they can intentionally take our money and set it up for big corporate takeover. Wolf of Hydro says, guns are what they're really after. LOL, quit it. If you don't like guns, then don't own one. Who said guns are what they're really after? ? It wasn't part of the original story. When did it sneak in? LOL. Everyone's always trying to sneak a gun in. You know that, Wolf of Hydro. And Blisters on Concrete says, low key, if you do the math, that mean a third of the bus had a gun. Passinggrass.ca says, protect small farmers, my ass. Huge failure. Recreational shouldn't even be a part of the cannabis terminology. And the Blacklist XYZ responded to passinggrass.ca and says, recreational is just another word for doing it for fun, which is exactly what the government is doing, having fun. They don't care about the people or the plant. Let's see. Fide-Eyed 13 says, using the inflated cop math method, 312 million is exactly 22 P's of mids on the street. Glad we have a mathematician in the chat. Tango _ Dog Wonder says, And yet, if someone is caught selling fentanyl in the state of California, they are arrested and released the next day. Hovey Bryant says $9 billion in traditional market sales still, yawny face. And Funko Plug says roughly 12 to 15 million in salaries paid with taxpayer money for 130 officers or more to come out with 1 million cash. What a massive waste of time and resources. How about you bust all the fentanyl? I totally agree with that, you guys. This does sound like a major waste of time, and they do need to go after fentanyl. That is the number one plague plaguing the American societies across our country, and so I am in support of that. And Trinity Valley Farm says, no way 216,000 pounds is worth $360 million. We all know that's cop math, bro, and that's how they get the bigger the bust, the bigger the boost. But nonetheless, we are going to keep this train rolling. We are going to roll right into story number 3 on the Blacklist Countdown for this week. This 420 week, you guys. Happy 420. Ex-Portland firefighter gets 7.5 years for kidnapping man he says stole from his weed shop, you guys. Let's see. Is 7.5 years enough time, or should he get more? Douglas Bernard, a Portland firefighter, received a 7.5-year prison sentence for first-degree kidnapping linked to a 2021 incident with stolen cannabis. Berlin, 48, was found guilty recently of abducting Colby Fleshman because Fleshman stole marijuana from Borland's unlicensed hemp store, as reported by Oregon Live. Fleshman took about $40,000 worth of cannabis from the Oregon hemp house, which he bought out of the back door, and Berland and his accomplice Edward Simmons lured Fleshman from Ruth Chris's steakhouse into an SUV. Firehouse stated that Hong Lee, Borland's main grower, admitted to attacking Fleshman during the kidnapping and falsely claiming the stolen pot belonged to a cartel, and Borland locked Fleshman in a cargo container with a threat about El Jefe seeing him in the morning to find the hidden stash. Court testimonies revealed no real cartel boss was involved. It was a scare tactic, and Borland's sentence was set by Oregon's mandatory minimum sentencing law, requiring full-time serving without leniency. Ballot measure 11 is hard time, so you will serve for a day, said Circuit Court Judge Angela Lucero, as per Oregon Live. During the court, details emerged that Borland was arrested due to a tip from a rideshare driver who saw the initial abduction leading to Borland's arrest, who he returned to town. There's always a snitch involved. And Fleischman was found hours later after Lee told police where he was kept in a metal container, KPTV reported. And Portland Fire and Rescue dismissed Borland on his sentencing day, and the source of this is www.hoodline.com. Well. Man, oh man, this just sounds like a bad episode of some movies that we've all seen in the past, but I think some of these comments reference that, and we're going to get into this right after I have a sip of all of this. All right, you guys. Yoda.grow says, the fuck? You're not supposed to bring them back after a drive? CloutKing.mso says, why would it be longer? Dude retaliated from being robbed. If you steal someone's weight, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you at least. Chris.420Blaze says, interesting. If the police did their job correctly, those dudes wouldn't have to take matters into their own hands. Good Times Smoke and Vape Shop says, I thought kidnapping was life according to the lawyer in the movie Alpha Dog. That was the movie I was referencing earlier. And to my understanding, the kidnapping is a life sentence if there is a ransom involved in the kidnapping, and that is the distinction between a normal kidnapping and the type of kidnapping that will get you life. But I'm not a lawyer. Good Times, you definitely want to consult with a lawyer in regards to on that. But nonetheless, keeping it rolling. We have Maui Grows says, LOL, half the people stating what should happen have never sold a sack in their lives. Obviously, he should die, right? Street justice is just that. This dude has the backing of the fire department. I wonder who helped him come up with his plan to kidnap the guy. Maybe the cops, yeah? That's not street. None of this is gangster anymore. Seems like it never was. Cops and a fireman owning dispensaries, cops robbing dispensaries, cops setting people up and drugging them. I feel like these Masonic cops are the problem, and whatever I hear about cannabis and the fire department, I get a little weary. So many losers work in this industry and profit. It makes me sick. Let's see. A northbound train says, enough time, WTF. Dudes should get a tip for doing the cop's job, and those dudes should be doing that time. Let's see. Delightable 710 says, Democrats always punish the good citizens. And Spenders Erwin says, this shit too harsh. He was a good dude. And Brose Baby says, this don't happen in red states. Free that man. And Anisi 216 says, wow, a few years back, Doug was looking for a partner in his OLCC licensed business. I met with him several times trying to work out a deal. I never would have expected him to do something like that for real. And Tree Burner 14 says, can't get insurance for your pot. Might as well be allowed to do this. Airlines are legally allowed to do whatever means necessary to restrain a passenger. If I got a stash dude in a metal box for a couple days to get my 5 figures back, I should be allowed to do so. And Optimorium says, I'm literally working next door to this guy's place. You can't protect your shit here in Oregon. They throw the book at tax layers, but let fentanyl crazed psychos roam freely. And Benny 5599 says, hire 2 bums to do your work, and look what happens. Well, you guys, man, oh man, oh man. Coming up next, this is our little public service announcement for you guys. This is a little fun little meme that's on the blacklist, and I happen to really enjoy this one. Mr. Marty McFly, do you want to know the best way to not get scammed on Telegram? Stop doing business on Telegram. Duh. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. Works for Instagram too and all these other social media sites. The same thing, you guys, just so you know. Which brings us up to our 5th story of the day, where there's a woman arrested at an airport with nearly 60 pounds of marijuana in luggage, police say, you guys. Stop flying into Memphis with weed. Memphis, Tennessee. The authorities in Tennessee say a woman is facing a felony charge after a large amount of marijuana was found in her luggage. Police at the Memphis International Airport said Kiera Carter, 21, was found carrying 56 pounds of pot in her luggage while traveling last Sunday. According to airport police, Carter gave them consent to search her bags after it appeared one had busted open on a luggage cart. After officers said this led them to discover 56 pounds of marijuana in her bag. And Carter has been charged with marijuana possession with the intent to sell, which is a felony offense. And court records show that the 21-year-old is scheduled to make her first court appearance on April 23rd. And the source for this is www.azfamily.com. And check it out. But we have a few comments on this, you guys. Oh, man, I can't believe this. All of a sudden, you see your luggage and it's busted open. Like, who... I am so confused by that. But Terp.Queen710 says, stop letting these cops search you without a warrant. To which King Asa 352 says, Terp.Queen710, I don't think it works like that. LOL. Which, they're right. King Asa, you are right. It does not work like that. Random Life says they're tripping because it's over 50 pounds. For real. Them airlines don't play. That's right. You can only have a bag up to 50 pounds or else you have to pay an extra fee. Grayson Lee 434 says she should have flown with CBD COAs tucked on the top of the packs. And Jorin 78 says better bail her out before she flips. I agree with that. Get her out. And Get Smoky says, ah, yes, packed and ready for vacation with 14 suitcases packed to the brim with mids. Let's see. Lex Navarro says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Could have just shipped it like everybody else. Your girl Alex says, how big was the luggage? And Tropical Troy says, her 420 is fucked. Jay Waxersey watches BMF one time. And Heady Shots should have listened to Doff and threw that shit on the Greyhound. I agree. That definitely should have happened as well. And Beardy Brogue says, that's just too many marijuanas, ma'am. Fisher Stevenson says, those comments are almost as retarded as someone having a busted suitcase of work at an airport in the South. Gasbrat says, here for the comments. We are too, Gasbrat. And Shakedown Glass says, extra special, stupid, ... And rolling into our final story of the day on this special 420 day 2024, you guys. I can't believe this. 9 people indicted after being accused of illegal marijuana operations in 3 Colorado counties. 9 people were arrested and a grand jury named 23 total suspects accused of illicit marijuana manufacturing and distribution operations that spanned across 3 counties in Colorado. A search warrant was issued for the properties involved in the operation, leading to this discovery and seizure of 1,150 illicit marijuana plants. Approximately 869 pounds of marijuana product, some packaged for distribution, 13 firearms, some reported stolen, and approximately 3.23 grams of methamphetamine. Authorities also recovered stolen heavy equipment, vehicles, trailers, and a UTV. According to the DA's office, the investigation began after a violent shootout occurred at one of the properties in Fremont County, where a 57-year-old woman was hit by gunfire while holding an 18-month-old child. That's sad. The toddler was reportedly unharmed, and the woman survived her injuries in the incident. And Onel Vicente Martinez, 32, his wife Martha Vicente Romero, 41, a federal employee of the U.S. Bureau of Prisons at the time of alleged crimes, and Mario Armando Lavaya Hernandez, 48, a federal employee of U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, were alleged ringleaders of a racketeering and drug trafficking organization, according to the DA's office. The indictment alleges that the ringleaders recruited members of their organization from Florida and other areas to operate at their properties located in Fremont, Pueblo, and El Paso counties. So far, 9 suspects have been taken into custody out of the 23 individuals named in the indictment, and the source on this is www.cbsnews.com, and check it out. And we are going to roll right into these comments and this, you guys. Ocean State Watches says, 862 pounds was trim, and 8 of them are trimmers. That's cute. Bust Down Benny says, people use that indicted word loosely. It's just PAX in Colorado. Please don't get me started on that place. Just slide to the bay and I'll get you right. I happen to agree. I'm not sure why anyone is interested in some Colorado weed. That stuff is just a dust bowl and crumbles instantly. And Dank Rolled Up says, just say it's all THC-A, which I think is probably everyone's best legal excuse. And Fabid MX says, illegal cannabis thrives on illegal avenues of business. I honestly thought legalization meant hands off the black market. Well, you guys, man, oh man. This has been a fascinating wrap-up of the Blacklist XYZ on this 420 day, and now I'm going to smoke one myself. I hope you guys all enjoy this, and I hope you all have a fantastic 420 wherever you are. I hope you're enjoying this. Enjoy the comment. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you share with your friends, as well as, too, make sure you drop in the comments. Let us know what you think about this and everything, and who else you would like us to see do collabs like this with in the future from their social media posts. Hoping you all have a fantastic weekend, have a safe 420, and don't forget to, that's right, don't drink and drive, smoke and fly. Have a great day. And this has been Jason Beck for the High at 9 News. the Blacklist XYZ Weekend Edition for High at 9 News. We are America's #1 daily cannabis news show. Happy 420, everybody.